Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a homeschool update. Okay, so first things first. Welcome. My name is Shardae. I'm a homeschool mom to 5 children. Their ages are 10, 7, 5, and then my twins are 2. And we've been homeschooling for 7 years. We are starting our 6th term. I do 8 6-week terms to give us 36 weeks. And so we are starting our 6th term. So I thought I would be a good time right now to review our 5th. And I think I'm just going to start with my oldest and then kind of come down. So my daughter, she just now finished the first book in the Harcourt series for grade 3. She's actually in the 4th grade. So she finished theme 1. Book 1, theme 1. And so we are going to move a little bit into 2, but I'm not pressing. Like my friend who used to teach language arts said, a noun is a noun is a noun. A verb is a verb is a verb. So the same things that she's learning in this book, she will learn in grade 5 or grade 4. And so I guess I can talk about what I'm thinking about for her. I'm thinking about just moving her. So next year she will be in the 5th grade. I'm thinking about just moving her to 5th grade. They do the same things here. The only thing is the reading level changes. And so because she wasn't the best reader, like reading on her own totally yet, I decided to bump her down to 3rd grade. That was the only reason why we went to 3rd. Now that she is thriving, reading on her own, it makes it a lot easier to move on to something that's grade level, because I didn't want her to, struggle with the reading and also struggle with the concept, right? of verbs and writing and all that stuff. So that's how we're taking it. So whatever book, so we'll probably finish book 2, and then I will move to theme 1, book 3 for the 5th grade. Does that make sense? So she's not missing anything. They all cover the same thing. And like if my son were to join and I were to pull out the 1st grade, it would be easy for me to pull out theme 1, book 3 for 1st grade, because the reading level would be the same, but they still would be learning the same grammar, writing, spelling concepts, except the spelling would be harder in the 5th grade. I hope that makes sense. Speaking of her reading on her own and growing in her reading skills, she is now doing math on her own, and that makes life so much easier for me. Yay! So she's been doing that on her own. I only need to step in every once in a while if she's like struggling with a concept or something. But the way that Apologia has it set up is that it's written to the kids, so even the beginning stuff is for them to do, and then they can start their practice. So she hasn't needed me much. She's strong. And then also she is doing Apologia grade 3. So I'm thinking because that is below her grade level, it is easier for her. She has the mental capacity, the mental maturity to handle multiplication and division and all that. So once she's done with that, we will move on to multiplication facts that stick and addition facts that stick this summer, just to round it out, and then we'll start her with math 4. Science, we are doing zoology 1, 2nd edition with Apologia. That's going great. They love it. They started the mobile component of it, and then we had a lot of hands-on stuff. I'll try to insert a couple of snippets, but the kids from my 4th grader, 1st grader, and pre-K, they loved every bit of science so far. And so we're done with that, and this term we'll start our history term, and then we'll pick it back up for our 7th term. Science. History is going well. We are still in the beginnings of ancient history, and I'm finding it fun for me because I get to tie it into the Bible. I know I could have picked a curriculum that ties it into the Bible, but I also find that a lot of these curriculums have a different theology than I do. So it was just easier for me to keep them separate but the same, because we also are using Apologia, Who is God, and that's been working well. We are actually have one more chapter left in that. I love that curriculum. It's Christian worldview, and so it actually ties in a little bit of apologetics. So that has been helpful, because I was looking into getting answers for kids or something like that. It was like the little pamphlet books, but I'm gonna hold off on that just because my plan is to move on to Apologia, Who Am I? The worldview one. The next book in the series. How about that? I think it's the Who Am I one though. And so that wraps up my 4th grader. Now my 1st grader, he is still in the from phonics to reading level K, but we actually needed to get him glasses. So once we got him glasses, things have progressed a lot better for him. He has 7 more lessons to do, which is 35 days. And so I paced it out. That's going to take us about 9 weeks, because we only really homeschool 4 days a week. And so once he's done, we will just roll him right into the red book. No pausing for him. And then for math, he's doing great with that. I do need to sit with him to go over it with him. And he's just doing addition and subtraction right now. He loves the discovery. He loves the hands-on component to it. This curriculum is basically like chef's kiss for him. Same thing with science and history. He's doing well with science. He doesn't necessarily sit for the readings, but the one thing that I do like is that in the in the book, in the journal, there are coloring pages. So he will sit for the amount of time that it takes him to color the page. And then also he is definitely on for all the hands-on stuff. So history, he likes the coloring component with those two. What I typically do with him, and my daughter, there's always something for them to like cut and paste. So while they're listening, because I don't read them the history, I found the audibles on Hoopla for free. And so I'll play that while they're working on the activity, and then we talk about some of the things. But I'm not actually reading it because I read so much for a seminary. I don't have the capacity to read that to them. But I do read Bible to them. And yeah, that's it for my son. For my pre-K, we are halfway there, working our way through Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. So he's on lesson 50. I told him when we got to lesson 80, he would move up to I'm deciding, do I want the yellow book or the red book from phonics to reading for him. But I think I'm going to move on to the yellow book because it's level K and he doesn't know this is letter A, this is letter B, this is letter C. Like, he knows the sounds. And so from phonics to reading teaches you the sound, and then I can just hone it. Like, so every week you get a new letter. And I feel as though that's going to be more of what he needs. Like, he'll be able to blend those words because it's one syllable words. So that part will go easy for him. And then we will just focus on letter names with that curriculum. And then my plan is to move on to, where are we moving on for math for him? Saxon math, level K. That is what my son, my first grader, did for kindergarten. And that worked well. And so I don't see a need not to continue with that. I'm probably going to order the calendar portion for everyone so that our morning time when he's working on the calendar, we'll just all do it together. And it'll be a great review for my daughter, great review for my son, and then I'll probably just get it for the twins so they can feel like they're doing something. For science, he is enjoying Apologia, but I also do have the Harcourt, I think it's the Harcourt Science Kindergarten, which is basically just a workbook. I might have him do that because it is to their level and it's just really big pictures and it's not a lot of words and reading. So he will probably sit for both, and the lessons are not long whatsoever. For history, hasn't really been into it, which I don't think that he would be. He will color and he'll cut some stuff out, but it's not really his thing quite yet, and it doesn't have to be. For the twins, I am most likely going to get them one of those dot marker activity books with letters or something, but because they want something to do while everyone else is working, we try to do a bulk of our homeschool while they're napping, but when they are up and we're doing it, they want things. So they have their own little Bible that they can color and scribble in, and then they also have, I'm going to get them the dot marker thing just for them to have something. But not this year coming up, but 2026, 27, I am going to get serious about, like some type of preschool curriculum for them. And I already have one that I used for my son last year. So, I don't have to go searching out for anything. I'm getting to the point where I'm not going to be buying a lot more things because they're going to be my last preschoolers. And so I already have a lot of stuff. So I'm already thinking like, well, there's no point in buying such and such and such because there's no one else coming after them. And so my goal is to use up what we already have. Something that I also want to highlight is that when it comes to math, there will be like certain concepts that I'm like, oh, there's no way my kids are gonna to get this. And I love the simplicity of how the curriculum takes them from what they know and brings them up to where they need to be. And they end up gaining the whole concept. And I was someone who took calculus without a calculator because it didn't matter what number you use. It was, do you understand the concept? And I believe that the creator of this has that same belief because it doesn't matter what number you use. It doesn't matter how many problems you use, but do you understand the concept? And that is something that I'm grateful for. As for me, I am currently taking a intensive for Hebrew, and it is intense. I actually took the course, like we had a week, and then the next week was Holy Week, so we had off because Holy Week is like the Super Bowl for church congregation, church leaders. And so then I didn't look at any Hebrew, and that was a big mistake because then I had to go find YouTube videos to help me as I was doing my homework, and I was so lost. So yeah, it's happening. Like it brought back like my brain is refreshed. I feel like I'm back in it, but I can't take any days off. I've realized that. So I'm going to be entering some tutoring sessions, hopefully. And yeah, that's about it. I hope that you guys are having a great school year. I don't know if you missed it, but probably 2 homeschool update videos prior, I did mention that I was just going to extend our school year to year long. And we were just going to do 6-week terms until I would figure out the first date of like the next school year, and then just take maybe like 2 weeks off as opposed to 1. Something that I want to implement is that I saw, let me make sure I get this right, Science Mama. She had her agenda, her homeschool planner, and she said instead of giving her kids individual planners, she just wrote down, in her planner, she wrote it down, and then they would go to the planner and check off what they did. I like that because I don't have to rewrite it in their planner, and then it's one place for us all to look and be accountable, and they always have to come back and check. Like if it's beside me, if my planner is beside me, they always have to come back and like check off what they did, and it's kind of like a check-in. And I definitely want to try that. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even been planning. We just been doing the next lesson, and that's all I really write in my planner anyway. I write the next lesson and anything we will need. That's really what I'm planning is the materials that we'll need for that week. But I haven't even been doing that. And so there have been days where I've had to like run to the store to get something that the kids need. But we had not a lot of times I've needed to do that because the science curriculum, I bought the kit. The math curriculums, I bought the kit. Language arts is pretty like it's paper, so whatever we'll need, it's in the book and we cut it out and use it as manipulatives. I think history has been the thing, and art has been the thing. So that's what I need to plan out for the materials. But anyway, thank you for listening. Please, in the comments, let me know how your school year is going. If you have any tips for me, please share them. I'm always open. And just know that our Heavenly Father loves you deeply and intensely. And I love you too. Bye. Don't forget to drink your water and repent.